Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Spark podcast with our aim being to help raise awareness of sexual assault and harassment in Ghana. Today we'll be interviewing one of my dear friends who wants to talk about her sexual harassment case, and for the sake of privacy we're going to be keeping her identity secret and we're going to be distorting her voice, so my apologies for the audio once again, but please enjoy and try to understand the message and just try to learn some things from it. So without further ado, let's welcome her.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine and you?
I'm good. So I'm going to give you the platform to talk about your story.
Okay, well, I would just like to welcome the audience against the Spark podcast. I'm just going to talk about something that happened to me when I was younger and how it has affected my own look to intimacy and, well, other people in general. Okay, so let me just set the vibe. I'm 12, I'm in the boarding house, and I was 12, I was like in the 6th grade, yeah. So I was in the boarding house, yeah. And we came for prep, and I would just say, oh, let me go to the washroom because I really, really needed to pee. I was going to the washroom, and this senior came to pass by, and he just held my hand and just took me to, I don't want to expose the school. He just took me to some corner around the library. Yeah, and he just started looking at me somehow, and he said, you, what's up with you? Let me just translate, like, he was just trying to, like, see, like, what's my vibe? He was trying to vibe me. Let me say he was trying to vibe me. And, like, I didn't say anything. Keep in mind, this whole interaction, I just stayed quiet. I wasn't shocked, to be honest. I wasn't shocked. I just stayed quiet the whole interaction. Then he just, like, puts me on his lap. He puts me on his lap. And, like, I'm facing him, and he tries to kiss me, and I move. Then he just moves on to fondling. First, I was standing. Yeah, let's start the standing. I was standing when he tried to kiss me. Then I moved, and he started fondling. Can I say ass? He started fondling my ass. Then I was just there. I was like just there. Then he saw that I didn't want to kiss him, so he just put me on his lap. Then he started to fondle my boobs, and he was fondling me for the longest time. And then, like, finally, like, somebody else, like another senior came by and be like when they came by, he wasn't really touching me. I wasn't sitting on him anymore. We were just standing, and this senior just was like, what are you doing here? Let's go, and all that. So I think the way this experience has shaped my mindset and the way I think about, well, intimacy and physical touch and stuff like that, it's really scarred the way I think about it. Because I forgot to add, this person was 19, I was 12. I don't want to equate what happened to me being an early bloomer, but I was a very, I had breast power, I had nyash, that one I can never lie. But, like, it hadn't been the first time, like, someone has made inappropriate gestures, someone has tried to catcall me, even though I've explicitly said, look, this started when I was 6, 7. Look, I'm this age. Look, I'm that age. So I don't appreciate you doing this. People, every time I mention my age, they're like, okay, then me too. I just actually remember, something happened. I went for evangelism, and I was like, this person was like, hey, sweet girl, I want to be your friend. Like, like he was trying to imply that I want to be your special friend or something intimate or stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I'm 12. And he was like, me too, then I'm 12. And I was, that really, like, kind of scared me. So, like, the fact that every time I bring up my age, people want to overlook it and still, like, interject that, me too, I can adapt, like, I can make it work. It's just disturbed me. Because, to be honest, it makes me feel like, at the end of the day, I'm just my body. I'm nothing better than my body. I am just this thing you can use, and I'm just a sexual being. And I don't know. I'm trying to explain to the audience exactly how I felt and my mind and how I really reacted to this experience. First of all, I told somebody who was my senior at the time, because I really, really felt like I felt like combusting in that moment. I felt so disgusting. Yeah, I felt so violated. In the shower, I was trying to scrub his hands off my body for like so long, even after it happened. To this day, when I get flashbacks, I just feel so disgusted. And I tried to tell the senior, and they were like, "Hey, you this small girl, naughty girl," and stuff like that. So that just shut out the idea of telling anybody else, well, like what happened to me. So that was one thing. And I know that I know like now, even though it took a while for me to get used to the situation, I know now that you should definitely go to someone you trust. But then I couldn't tell my parents, and till this day, my parents don't know what happened. My parents don't know such a thing has ever happened to me. My my dad promised that, oh, if anything happens to me, I should tell him. I would love to tell him that like something like that happened to me, but there's this culture. Just to put in context, I'm Ghanaian and Nigerian. So the culture around sex and purity and stuff like that has really stopped me from being able to like communicate to my parents like this is what's happened. I'm scared I'll be judged. And not only am I scared I'll be judged, I'm scared I will be at fault. It's you. It's the way you dressed. Me, I remember what I wore. I wore some cute suspenders and some Mickey Mouse shirts that day. Sure, with the suspenders, I removed one button, so I'll be stylish. I remember. Then, it was the way you dress, it's the way you act, it's the way you talk. I just purity culture and slut shaming it's not cute. It's not slay. It's not pro. It's not period. It's none of that. I it's not something we should actively partake in. It's not something we should partake in because it really stops victims from coming out, and it stops us from finding predators and from finding people who are spoiling our society and spoiling our harmony. Because to be honest, when I think about this thing, till this day I've healed and I've gone over it and I've accepted it, but I still cry and it still scares me because I love my friends and the people around me here, my supporters, my sardine and my pepe. they, they, they are people who really comfort me, and there are people who are there. And Miss Spark, of course, there are people who are there for me, and a lot that has happened. But I feel like it's kind of made this barrier at the end of the day when it comes to situations like that. I find it so hard to tell people, even like to open up to the closest of friends. They have to find out from someone else, not me. Most of the time, people have to find out from someone else and not me. So I feel like it's brought up this border in my relationship with other people, my relationships with other people. So I hope that any victim out there, even if you are not a victim or like something of this sort has happened to you or what's about to happen to you, because some of the time, like, we are not actually touched or stuff like that, but it was the act, the way the person moved, the person was moving to you, they were moving with some predatory act or stuff like that. That can also be very traumatic. That can also be. You should always try your best to find a safe space, people you trust, and not just. Yes, sometimes the people you trust can like be moving iffy. They can be moving like weird. So we should really find someone who, first of all, will not judge us. I'm coming to give you success criteria for the person you should trust. Someone who won't judge you, like Miss Park. Someone who won't go and tell other people, like my sardine and my pepe. Someone who will understand and care for you, like your parents. Because I know not every parent will like not judge you, but I know some parents out there who will listen to you and who will understand your perspective. But we should definitely take our time. And as a society, we should drop the habits of slut shaming and victim blaming. We should really drop it because it's not cute. Till this and schools should not allow such habits to happen. We shouldn't pardon them. We shouldn't say it's a cultural boundary. We shouldn't say, oh, the person is just coming from. It doesn't matter the perspective. At the end of the day, when a child is being treated a certain way by someone who knows better, who is over the age of consent, which is 16, even if the person allowed it, as long as the person is a child and they're below 16, once you're below 16, you are not allowed to allow it. I don't know how to explain it. You don't have the conscience to say yes or no. Nobody should touch you in that way. Especially if the person is over 16. You are below 16. you are a child yet who has not yet developed like that. They are still growing. Even when you are 20 something, you are still growing. So even 16 is a bit of a, but it's okay. You are 16, so you can make some conscious choices. So as you're below 16, you are thinking, oh, I make choices. It will shock you how much that thing will frame, because hey, nyame, I still think about this thing to this day. It's because of that, when people, like, another situation has happened, this person was also a friend of the person who did this to me. And like, they saw me and they hugged me and they grabbed my ass with such ferociousness. And I like, it's not like we have been talking. This is the first time they have seen me in a couple years. They were saying hello. Hello, where they did me like I'm some kinky that they have just cooked. I was just so it wasn't cute. I didn't enjoy it anyway whatsoever. And I find it so hard to like tell people like I feel this way and I feel this way. Because I feel like, can you say it? Did you confront the friend? Yeah. That's exactly what I was about to get to. I didn't confront the person because I'm still very scared. I like to market myself as a hard girl, but I'm still very scared. I can confirm. I'm still very scared. I'm so scared that if I ever meet these people again, they will do the exact same thing to me. So if I hear that, oh, this person will be at this place that you want to go to, I would rather stay inside. And anytime my father brings any male friends over, I will lock myself in the room. My father will call me. I will do everything. I will send everyone. I will take every last resource not to step outside, so these men won't see me and do something to me. The biggest effect this thing has done to me is having a fear of men. And wow, because I'm still in school and my academics, a good amount of my teachers are men. And in as much as, oh, I'm chill with the teacher, my guard is always up about that thing. I don't care how close you are to my family, to my brother, to my anybody. I will still be scared and I will still take the extra caution. Anything I will have to do to not get close to you, maybe yeah, I will do it. For anybody who doesn't understand tree, I will do it. So I think the final thing I just want to say is, first of all, by the criteria I just gave, find a group or a person or even God, because I know some people are not religious like myself, but like we should find something. Yeah, it's sometimes. And I started journaling when this thing happened to me. It was a way that I started to let out all the rage, because the rage was plenty. It was a lot. I'm telling you, in that moment, I could have killed a lot. Wait, do you still have the journal? I still have the journal, obviously. And I don't really write in that specific journal anymore. I journal in general. But that journal, I look at it just to reminisce on how much growth I've come, like, I have taken from that experience. And I don't wish that on anybody. But unfortunately, we have made a culture where that is so normalized. Oh, it's no big deal. Yes. And I would also recommend the Spark websites. You can get links to support groups, to persons to talk to, and writing in your own journal. Sometimes you don't have to share it with anybody, just letting it out. Because when you keep something in, it's like exothermic reaction. When you put it inside, then it will do combustion. Yeah. So we should definitely try our best as a society first on to work on these things, to make sure we make like guidelines. Yes, even as a community, because hey, everybody wants to blame the girl. It's the girl's fault. What was she wearing? How did she walk? How did she talk? Why is she like this? Why the girl? Oh, is it good? And now it's horrible. You don't know better. And I would like to add, guys, I'm Sardine, but I'm also Cookie. If you actually after this watch my episode, I just want to add, episode 6. But I would like to add, in the place we are now as a community, as a place we come to learn, people really like to twist the narrative. And even if it happened exactly the way it did, they will do, something in it will be so exaggerated that you look back and you say, hey, wait, no. And at the same time, I'd like to speak on what she said about girls and their ages. And sometimes, girls, this is a message to you. Sometimes, I know you think you are big, but baby, you're small. You just came you've come here in this environment. You have to be careful. And not only that, even if you allow it to happen, please, even if people around you are saying, why were you doing this? Please stand strong.
stand strong, because it's not now that the communities come to change. Let's be honest. It's those little things that we come and then come together, and then it makes such a beautiful space, like what Miss Park is doing over here. But but yeah, girls, if he's older, don't think just because he's older it means he's coming to so mature, and your hips, your age group. Baby, there's a reason why he's coming down to your age. If you go and ask people his age, they'll say, that boy, Kai. It's so nasty. And also, I also want to talk about girls. Even if it was consented to, and
You are below the age of 16.
not even you are below the age of 16, and the person goes ahead to spill your details,
Because it's an intimate
your details to other people. Girls, me, even if it's not counted as assault, I'll count it as assault.
I believe that's a form of harassment.
I think it's also I think harassment, right?
Hey guys, this is Pepe here from Chocolate Chip and Cookie as well. Episode 6. Watch that. Listen to it. And girls, I just want to say to you that it's not a nice thing, no. If someone that's old, you like some of them, I'm sure, some of them, I think they know it's that, but they are not aware that they are getting assaulted. They are like, oh my gosh, he's interested in me.
Because I'm special.
I'm that girl. Like I'm a
Yeah.
top boss. Like I'm so
Exactly. Yeah.
They think that he's interested in me. Like let's see where this
they
takes
just
us.
like the flat chest. You understand what I'm saying?
It's not even about your flat chest.
No.
Some of them know that I can do this girl anyhow because
Yeah,
she knows
because
I'm older
she's
than
young.
her. I can take advantage. Boys like to take advantage. I will never ever lie. Older people like to take advantage of young people, and like they are. What's the word? Their naiveness. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Their innocence and stuff like that. So you should watch out. Watch out.
And when I say about flat chest, I mean if you see yourself that his age mates have big breasts, and you're just like like they're they've grown up, their bodies have matured, and you're just like, there are people in his class where they've even matured and they have big boobs.
And you
then
think
me,
you're
my
special,
class,
huh?
my big boobs. It's not about being special or anything. Or me, like that. I'm not even matured to that level, but he's coming to me. Girl, red flag.
Run away.
Run away.
No, because I've noticed that like older boys, they just like try. I don't even understand what goes on in their head, but it's not your fault. You don't feel like you are the problem when this happens to you. If there's even like this, if you get the slightest thing that, wait, is this right? Run, just run away. Don't continue with this.
Yeah, don't second guess yourself.
Even if it's a grain of salt, like a grain of salt that's in your head, that's is it like no, it's not like it's not right.
Because for all you know, that grain of salt, the concentration is
It's much. More than the rest. Yeah. So if anything, just like and tell someone, like Miss Spark over here, like you can tell, come to her. She's so
really creating a space for all of us here.
and she doesn't judge you as well. Tell someone you can trust. But it's like, no, it's not everyone that you can trust as well. Just tell someone who you know, like, is there for you. Someone who always has your back and won't blame you. Because it's not, I don't believe that it's your fault necessarily. I don't think it's your fault. Like, you're innocent. Yeah.
Also, remember not to tell blindly.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. And also, we had some people where they like when they were suffering mentally, I would say they would open and then open up to like a whole group of people.
And they would be judged.
And they would not even that, like it was creating a very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing to just open up to someone.
Yeah, and that can even worsen your mental health. Because some people will be like, she's doing it for attention. That will worsen like exactly. And you even start to question yourself that, hey, am I actually feeling this way, or like am I just grappling for like attention when you're actually like what you're going through is so valid. And do you know what's so bad? Sometimes people will front. People will actually front and be like, oh yeah, I care for you, but they will talk caca behind your back. Yeah. So, anyways, just be safe.
just know your limits. Create boundaries between yourself. Even if you're 12, 13, 11, like, know these kinds of things. Maybe you're not educated about it, but I'm telling you, if there's even a grain of salt that's in your head that's, oh wait, is this right? Then it's not right. Follow your gut. Follow like yourself. You feel me? And you, I feel like you even listening, coming on here, going out of your way to listen to this, like, it's a sign that maybe I should be really thinking about my relationships with people, how people connect with me, because being here in Mrs. Sparks system, of course, you want to be, oh, Miss Sparks, sorry, you want to be like aware of the dangers and everything. But I know there are some girls here who are listening. They just want to see what's going on there, and they can relate in their hearts. They're just like, the same thing happened to me. So guys, like, come to Miss Sparky. And not just girls, boys too. Guys, yeah, come to Miss Sparky, because this, like, me, if not for her, I don't know, like, I'll be like, this will probably like not have come out of most of us. And yeah, come to Miss Sparky, guys. Love her, love her.
Okay, so I just want to conclude this episode. Thank whoever is listening right now and think about it. Go to the Spark website if you want any information. If you want to make inquiries to also film an episode, you want to come forth with the story, you want to also share your perspective, you can email Miss Spark, you can DM her on Instagram, or you can just go to the Spark website. Yes. And thank you very much for listening to this. I know this was a long episode, but a lot has to be said, and this is definitely a deeper issue. And I suggest you go listen to the next episode, because my Sardine and Pepe, which is who are Cookie and Chocolate Chip in the next episode, are sharing their stories and their experiences with sexual harassment. So thank you very much for listening to episode 5. Please come back and listen to the next. Bye bye.